I don't need the user using my app all the day, but I need to build a good relationship with the user, that I will be the first app that come to their mind. The kids play game for challenging more, the challenging idea, but the old people play play the game for reward more. So there is two ways of gamification.
Can anything be gamified?
Yes, but not B2B.
In our lives, we cross different bridges. And what these bridges have in common is about our ability to communicate. In the Bridge podcast, we talk about different concepts and definitions of how these things or concepts help and develop our way of communication. In this episode, we had the honor of hosting Mrs. Ghada Alwagait, a gamification expert. We talk more about this concept. What is gamification and what it's about? And you truly have to be a gamer to understand what gamification is. Please enjoy this episode.
Gamification is using the elements of video games in real life. So we do a lot of things in real life, but it's not gamified well. And actually, gamification itself, not the term, the concept started from World War One, when the soldier take badges. So the concept itself, I think we born with it. So basically, we take the elements of video games that affect people to do something they don't love, but they love it because of the element itself. So they started with the loyalty system. So they do loyalty system. If you take this and that, we will give you the free cup of coffee or something. And then they work more on gamification, they develop it more to change the people behavior.
Okay.
So, for example, we study to take a degree, but do we really love to study? We go to work to take the salary at the end of the month, but everyone like their job? No. So the salary itself is the thing that make you work all the day.
The end goal.
The end goal. So gamification doing or change the people mind on specific area. So we take the great elements of video games. Why people love video games? Because they think they're part of the story, even though there's nothing to take at the end of the game. But they love to be part of that. They choose in what they want to do because of the XP points, for the badges, for the level. So that's why we take this element and put it in real life.
But it's quite interesting, actually. You made me pause a second. Is that this thing started since World War One? But this I want to put it in that perspective. So, can it be called gamification? So, for example, I'm a soldier. I'm there to survive, to defeat my enemy, whatever it might be. Do I still, even within myself, I cannot call that a game, can I? In that sense?
No. You must do that. It's not a choice.
Exactly.
Even though, but at the end of the day, look, if you survive, you will take something to remember that you're divine to your country. But at the end of the day, you will do it, even though. So that's why gamification concept started from there. But actually, when we talk about gamification itself, like I said, the concept, it's all concept, but no one knows that is game element itself.
Okay, so it's more about that reward at the end of the day. So I'd like you to tell me more about the psychological effect of it. So yes, now gamification is about taking these game elements. But before we start, are there specific game elements that you take from the game and you say, okay, once you apply that into any aspect of life, it's called gamification? Are there specific elements? Or not necessarily?
No and yes at the same time. So most people use gamification in a wrong way. So sometimes leaderboard is not for everyone. If you do a leaderboard for example, a grown people, they will say, come on, I'm gonna compete my friend or something. But if you do it in elementary school or something, that will be more great for them. So not each element that I think there's a structure more to understand gamification.
Okay.
So that's why people just want to use gamification. The same concept as AI. We want to put AI there. We want to put blockchain there, and we're going to use AI. You're going to use AI, but it's not helping everything. So you need to understand your persona. You need to understand their goal, what they need, the issue itself, and then choose the best element of gamification and apply it.
Okay. Now got me to the question of,
Mm.
okay, what's the process of truly understanding? So for example, let's go back to the leaderboard
Yes.
aspect. So let's say a a corporate
Mhm.
or a big company comes in and say, we want to imply or apply gamification internally
Mhm.
amongst our employees to help them, let's say, uh, feel more encouraged to work,
Mm.
to help them understand some company values, whatever the cause might be.
Yes.
So how does it work? So okay, I come to you,
Mhm.
I want to apply gamification.
Mm.
What's step one? What's step two? What's step three? So that I can understand. Okay, in order for you to apply gamification in a good way, you
Mm.
need to do these certain things.
Okay. So first of all, understand your issue. Why you need to apply gamification? Okay, you said one, two, three. Is one and two or three is an issue in you? Is you can see the issue? I think my employee is not motivated enough, so this is an issue. Okay, why? We need to know the roots of the issue itself, and then based on that, build the good gamification element that help to solve this issue. We can't put one gamification element for multiple issue. Each one can help specific area. So that's why we need to understand the issue, why this issue became. Sometimes the issue we can't solve the issue with gamification. Sometimes you need to change your rules in the company itself. So reward is not helping. Yeah, if you do a reward thing and they get the reward, so what's next? Am I get the reward again and again?
Mhm.
Still, the issue is still there.
Okay.
So it's different in a corporate area.
So even if we talk about, so going back to the example of elementary school,
Mm.
so is it the same thing? Because again, when you talk about even our way, for example,
Mm.
like adults or people from 40 to 50 or 40 to 60
Mhm.
versus people from 10 to 20 years
Mm.
old or other age
Mm.
groups, they interact with games differently.
Yes.
So how do you find that sweet spot, so to speak?
Okay. So, for example, the kids play game for challenging more, the challenging idea, but the old people play it, play the game for reward more. So there is two ways of gamification: easy way to win and hard way to win. Kids love hard way to win, but
Really?
yeah, but
They do.
old people love easy way to get the reward. So that's why.
Interesting. Actually,
Yeah.
I thought the opposite, by the way.
No, that's the way that I see it actually. So that's why leaderboards it's work for kids more than old people,
Because, okay.
because they love to challenge their friend.
Okay, so what other, let's say, gamification elements
Mhm.
do you think that it's being used more often than others?
The pointing system. The pointing system, I think the easy way to use gamification. You can see it in a commercial, you can see it in a corporate world, you can see it everywhere. But does it really work well? Not sure. For example, I have an example here, but I'm not gonna mention name.
Please.
Yeah, for
No
sure.
worries, man.
It's an app delivery. They said order from specific restaurant and you will get points.
Correct.
So, okay, I have, I think, 20 or 30 restaurants, so I can order from them. But to get the point, I must be ordered with specific amounts. So this is not really gamification. You build the structure that I want to get the pointing system. So for me, why I need to order for 100 real or something? I'm just alone. So even though if you get the pointing system, they have expired date at like I think 2 week or something. So I understand they want to build user retention to use the pointing system, but they don't build it well. So I think they use the same structure for more than 5 or 6 months, but still I don't see that hype of it. So because they build they build it a little bit weak. So
So
that's one of the example.
okay, so let me give you a counter argument on that
Eh,
regard. So you say that in a way, gamification should not be structured to point people to a certain direction. It
mhm.
should be a bit of a free space,
Flexible, a little bit flexible.
flexibility. Now, if we go back to the games,
Okay.
some games, I'm going to talk about game versus gamification.
Mhm.
Some games, no, the developer or the game master, so to speak, puts you in a route as a player that you need to do these objectives. You need to do it in this certain way.
Mhm.
So wouldn't that be the same when it comes to
Okay,
gamification?
that's right. But you can do it in multiple ways. So that's why games is different than gamification. I can beat the final boss in a different way. I can beat it with a with a gun. I can beat it with a sword or something. But in real life, you have to do this to take this. Okay, I will do this, but let me flexible in the way how I do it. So that's
Okay.
gamification how it's work.
Okay. Now, now going back to the psychological aspect
Yes.
of it, um, because there's a case study I'd like to hear. I'd like your comment or take on it. But before that, I'd like to know more about the psychological aspect.
Mhm.
Does gamification create some sort of an addiction? Does it truly create that sort of retention?
Mhm.
Or no, it's just kind of the fluff that you put it in a certain service
Mhm.
or a certain website, and that okay, yes, it's nice to have, but doesn't really add that much.
Both gamification have a dark side,
Okay.
for sure. Same as a UX.
Mm.
So, for example, let's talk about gambling. Gambling actually using the elements of video games. For example, one of the things that we see in America or on other world, they have a clinic to help people who have or develop addiction with gambling.
Right.
So basically, how gambling work is the same how video games work. So high risk, high reward. This is the concept: low risk, low reward. So people put much money on, for example, slot machine or something. They thought they will win, even though how the slots machine work, they will get, for example, a cherry, and the second one a cherry, but the last one you will get another 7 or
For
something.
example.
So they say, "Oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Let's do another and another." So the dopamine level, it's gonna
Yeah.
spike when the slot machine is work. So this is one of the things that gamification work in a dark way. So you can use gamification a dark way, and some company use that to help addiction to develop an addiction for the user itself. So they thought that we're gonna be having user retention, high user retention, but at the end of the day, the user will see the truth image of your app, and then you're gonna lose it.
Okay. Now, what's the benefit of it? Now we talk about
So
the dark side. Let's talk about the light side.
yeah, the light side, you're gonna gamify everything to make the world more as a game. Like I said in the beginning, what if you go to work and you get the salary, but if you go to work and get points every day, and this point you can redeem it for example, in a gift or something.
Vacation days.
Yeah, gamification tests. At the end of the day, you will do this and take your degree. For example, some classes, you love it because not of the teacher itself, but the way that the teacher teach you. For example, putting quizzes or something like Kahoot or other aspect. At the end of the day, you will go to the class because you need to go to the class. You need to attend. But at the same time, the way that teacher build this gamification aspect for you, it's gonna motivate you to attend the class not because you want to attend, but you want to have fun. So that's why gamification is changing the idea of your app or the goal itself. So it's also spike the dopamine. So you need the spike the dopamine to go to the flow state and then work harder. So yes, there's multiple benefits. User retention, engagement, motivation is depend on the way or the element that you use.
Okay. Now here's kind of a take on that. I'd like to hear your
Mm.
perspective. So last week, I believe, or the week before, I attended a gamers developers kind of a gathering
Mhm.
in Riyadh, and they brought some people from Finland,
Mhm.
some company from Finland who are working game developing as well, and they have this model of creating games to help the health sector. So
Mhm.
the point is that, or some people say gamification is an added value. So
Mhm.
okay, so for example, talk about the health sector.
Mhm.
People have an addiction to smoking
Mhm.
or whatever it might be. Now, when you bring in a campaign, or you do a lot of advertising, yes, it will create a buzz to a certain, it'll create a peak at a certain moment, but after the campaign ends, we'll
That's
go
right.
back to the normal side or to the regular day-to-day life. But their perspective is that okay, they're creating a game
Mhm.
that helps people, uh, let's say, step by step to, I wouldn't say remove that addiction, but
Mhm.
to help them recover from that addiction.
Mhm.
Like, for example, ADHD, smoking, whatever that might be. So, do you believe that gamification, specifically in the health sector,
Mhm.
can really, let's say, shift the way we think in that regard, or no?
Yes, especially in mental health. For example, people who have autism, especially kids, they can you can't treat people with autism, but you can change the way how they react to specific thing. So gamification and especially games, not only gamification, help them to do that. They use it VR a lot
Mm.
in mental health. So regarding the smoking, yes, you can do not a marketing campaign because smoking is something in long term. Some people smoke for more than 10 years, 30 years or something. So
Yes.
they can't, and in 3 months they will quit smoking. This it's possible.
Doesn't work like
That's,
that.
that's yeah, not gonna happen. So we must build a long-term gamification to help them not quit smoking, at least not smoke every day. You can't say, okay, today don't smoke and I'll give you 3 points. I don't need 3 points. I need smoking. So that's
I
why.
need smoking. It
So
is.
yeah, I mean, one of the things that gamification misunderstood, that people think gamification it's like a magic. I will do it and I will see the result. No, you need to do it in a specific way, in a specific area, and a specific persona to get the result that you want. So it's something they need developed well with people who have expert in that uh, field itself.
Could you please elaborate more on the persona thing that you just
Okay,
mentioned?
so there's different personality in people. If I
Correct.
have an app, have millions of people, the mindset is different between user one and user two and user three and other users.
Correct.
So if I'm gonna be implementing a specific, for example, leveling system, some people need easy way to get reward. So leveling system, it must be a long-term gamification. But
Okay.
for example, loyalty system also long-term gamification. But badges is not long-term gamification. So there's persona they must develop a specific gamification for them than the other persona. So that's why you're gonna merge multiple elements in one campaign.
Is it more complex or less, or it depends?
It depends on the product itself. It depends on the persona that you have. Are your app for specific persona? It's an app for everyone. So that's why it's a different idea to understand. It's a different apps and then different persona at the same time.
So how would you gamify it? So for example, an app with 1 million user
Mm-hmm.
comes in and say, and it's a service related app
Mm-hmm.
for booking or whatever it might be, whatever the service might be,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to apply gamification.
Okay.
How would they do that?
So you will apply it on the issue that you want to solve, and
Okay.
the issue, for example, a specific feature in your app. So because of this specific feature, they have a little segmentation. So for example, let's say if you have an app for booking tickets and also booking hotels. So most of the people they just book ticket, but there's a specific persona use it for booking a hotel. So
Mhm.
we have a layer right now.
Okay.
One of the things that you have data tool, analysis tool to understand how they react or how to engage with this feature, and based on that, you have multiple information, and based on this multiple information, you work on your campaign. So that will be less risk than just put a campaign without studying your persona.
Okay. And how would you put gamification in that regard?
Okay, let's see. We have drop down in the user using the hotel feature. So one of the things that I want to do, you will take, for example, if you book in specific month, you will take a discount.
Okay.
Okay, so the second time you booked again, if you booked, for example, from March to May, and you take 20% discount. If you also booked again, you will get double discount.
Okay.
This is one of the gamification, because I want this specific user who already willing to pay from the first time, that he gonna be willing to pay for the second time.
Okay.
So that's a hook way to build the user retention.
So that's quite interesting, and I'd like to please confirm or deny that fact. So if me as a user go into an app and I'm gonna place an order regarding if it's booking, food, I'm gonna have a subscription at the gym, and they put like 40% off for the second time in in a big font. Does that consider gamification?
Yes,
It is.
it is. Not the discount code. The discount code is the reward.
Okay.
But the way that I see it, the way that I said the second time you will get this specific reward, this is a gamification.
So that's the point. So even at these little things. So for example, that's the thing that I'd like you to tell me more about. So we have this conception or the concept that you have, in order for you to get or to be gamified, you need to have certain let's say elements that are related to a specific game. So I need to feel that I'm playing a PlayStation. But
Yes.
from what you said, that's not necessarily how it happens. It could be as simple or as little as
Yes.
these things.
Sometimes gamification, you can't see it in your eyes, but you can feel it. You will still remember, I have a discount code there, so I must be. I'm not gonna deleting the app because I have a still discount. I have a still pointing there. So I will use the app because I have something attached with the app itself. So this is how to build the user retention. I don't need the user using my app all the day, but I need to build a good relationship with the user, that I will be the first app that come to their mind.
Okay, with these hooks. So now, this one thing that I'd like to know more. Now, I believe you have a gamification studio,
Yes.
Studio 98. So could you please tell me more about this, how it happened?
Mhm.
What was the main spark that led to that project coming to life?
Okay, so 98 Studio start 3 years ago. I believe in games. I believe in gamification also more because I believe in games. So gamification was still niche here. So when I'm talk about when I say I have a studio that specialized in gamification, they said, "Oh, you build the games." Yeah, technically I build the elements of video games. So
I'm not game developers.
yeah,
That's the difference.
so we have two servers. One of the servers is to build a game embedded in their app as a gamification way. So B2B.
Okay.
We don't serve B2C.
Okay.
We serve B2B to treat the B2C. So, for example, if I have
So you serve a company, then the company serve the people.
that's right.
That's regard. Okay.
So, for example, company A came to us and said, I have a specific feature. I want to do a marketing campaign. So there's multiple marketing campaign. Is it event game for example, Ramadan or Eid, or is it brand awareness? You want more people to understand your brand, or is it just for fun, or is it related to the feature? So based on their needs, we build the game.
Okay.
And we give them the library to embed it in their app with high performance, and then this is gamification. The other thing that we build, and it's one of the great thing that we did, is game loom.
Game what?
Game loom.
Game
Game loom.
loom?
Yeah.
Loom, not room.
Loom.
L-O.
Looming. Loom.
Loom, right?
Loon.
Okay. Okay.
So Game Loom, basically, it's a gamification infrastructure. We
Okay.
take the headache of understanding what's gamification, and then the company, as a SaaS model, for example.
Okay.
So the company, for example,
Software as a service.
yes.
Okay.
So company B came and I said, I want to put leaderboard, badges, streak, and other gamification elements. Simply just buy the service itself,
Okay.
choose the elements that you want,
Okay.
add the description, the segmentation, do whatever you want to do, and then click publish. You have the gamification elements in your app.
Okay. And from these 3 years,
Mhm.
what was the, I would say, the most common misconception when it comes to gamification? I'm not gonna say the word games. I'm gonna say the word. I'm gonna stick to the word gamification.
They think they will get the result as soon as possible.
Mm.
So this is one of the issue.
Why do they think that, from your perspective?
Because they still have the idea that gamification, it's kind of like a magic. It's gonna be, if you want gamification, something like a magic, you're gonna use the dark gamification the same they use it in gambling. I'm not gonna do that. My company have ethics.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So this is
Okay.
one of the thing. And I always say that. So if you want high engagement, you must give me the high reward. So some people or some company came to us and I say, I will do gamification, I will do marketing campaign, and what's the reward? Let's say a 10% discount. It's not a reward. If you invest in gamification, invest in the reward at the same time. So this is one of the issue. And they said, oh, well, the marketing campaign is failed, is not the same as we expected and stuff like that, because you need to invest more in reward than just investing in the marketing campaign.
Okay. But here's the thing. So, on that regard,
Mhm.
if somebody comes in
Mhm.
and tells you, Ghada, I want to start working in gamification.
Mhm.
Now, does that mean that he has to be a game developer? Does he have to be an expert in games? Does it have to be user experience with some experience or user interface or whatever it might be? So, what are these, I would say, set of skills for
Mhm.
someone even to get into that
Okay. So
thing?
this is totally my opinion. It's not gonna be right or wrong, but
Okay.
for me, yes, one of the things that not not to be a hardcore gamer, but at least he play games to understand the element itself and how it's work, understand the psychology of the mind. Also, I'm not a psychologist or something, but I read a lot about how the mind psychology works, and also yes, user experience is related a lot of gamification. If you apply gamification but the user experience sucks, then is not going to work. So I think three things must be happen. One of them is he's a gamer or she's a gamer,
Mhm.
understanding the user experience, and also how minds or how psychology works. So this one of the three things I think it's important.
When I say how mind works, so in all different, like, because there are different schools of thought when it comes to psychology. Are there specific, like, say, books that they need to read or something, or a reference that they go back to?
I think Vogue psychology, one of the things that they must read about. It's
Why so?
I think they talk about a rewarding system and reward psychology itself. So, for example, I think I'm not sure if it's Vogue or not, but there's a three thing to do in life to achieve your goal: ability, and also ability, and let me remember. Yes, and resources itself.
Okay.
Not the specific. I will change a little bit
Okay.
because I'm not remembering ability and resources and the goal itself.
Okay.
So if I have the ability, for example, to drink water,
Okay.
and also understand that drinking water is good for my health,
Mhm.
and also I have goal that drinking the water increase my health, so I will do that. So I have three things. It's like a triangle. If I do this and do that, I will achieve my goal. So one of the things, if you going to college, is gonna be helping me to get the degree. So my goal is the degree. I
Correct.
have the ability of go to college because I have money, for example,
Mhm.
and also I understand if I want to get my goal, I can do this and that. So I have the ability to go to college. So three things help me to get the degree. So this is one of the things.
Mhm.
So most of the people have goals, but don't have the ability to achieve their goals.
Mhm.
So this is one of the things. And gamification, one of the things that help you achieve your goal if I put the ability for that.
Okay. From your perspective and from your experience in the gamification,
Mhm.
what other places, I would say, countries or around the globe, where you would say this is a great, I would say benchmark or great reference of a company slash country where they use gamification in a really mesmerizing manner?
There is no specific country, but we could say America. One of the things that USA used gamification a lot, but it's not the ethical gamification. They use it in a wrong way.
In what sense?
Like I said, gambling one of the things because
Okay.
right now we see a lot of platform for gambling.
Yes.
So one of the platform, I'm not gonna mention names, but one of the
Yes.
platform is any events or any things that happen in the world, they gamble it. Are they Trump gonna say this or no? If
Oh,
you
okay. Okay.
so you will put specific money like a trade.
Comes to
Uh,
politics and sports and different.
yes. Are for example Real Madrid wins to Chelsea or something. So they make it more digital. You don't need to go to specific place to gambling.
Yes.
It's an easy way to access.
Okay.
So this those kind of company, they get unicorn because of that, because of the way they have user retention. So this is one of the worst gamification, even though in our Islam is not, it's not allowed. So but for example McDonald's, they do a great marketing campaign. So they have a meal, and they want to do a marketing campaign for the meal. So you just buy the meal itself, and on the fries packaging, there is something you
Barcode or something?
not barcode, stretch.
Okay.
So
Scratched.
scratch it and
Yes.
get the reward itself.
Okay.
So one of the things they do, there's a specific reward to get. So just see your reward. Specifically, the reward is a free meal or free ice cream or something like that. But the thing is, it's become a trend in TikTok. So people buy multiple meals without eating the meal itself just to get the reward itself. Because one of the rewards, high reward. So they assume we will take the high reward, but it's 1% or something. The
Okay.
same happened to China, I think, or Japan. I'm not sure, one of them. But they do something related to Pokemon. So you will get like a toy or something. So people buy that because of the toy. The same happened here in Saudi Arabia when they do marketing campaign with Minecraft. So
Yes.
people, grown people, one of them, I'm the one who did that also, buy Happy Meal to get the Creeper figure or the Steve figure. So it's, I think there's there's a great marketing campaign, and when you see the structure of this marketing campaign, you can see there's a gamification layer.
Okay. Now, does metaverse also lie within the gamification or no?
Not into metaverse a lot, I think, but I think it's a VR something or related to VR.
Not just VR, but it's kind of a different universe, different world. So does metaverse also fall under gamification?
I
Or
think it's under a high level gamification, not deep gamification. So just the way how you can see the world with a different point of view, it's
yes,
kind
yes.
of gamification, but it's not deep gamification. If there's no goal, no specific way to get
Mhm.
the goals, it's not gamification.
Okay. Now I want to go back to something that you mentioned when it comes to the ethics aspect of it.
Yes.
Now, as you mentioned, some apps could be worldwide apps or even local apps. They use this kind of gamification aspect to create that. Now, some people would call it retention, some people would call it addiction in a
Mhm.
way that, okay, I continue, like, for example, spinning the wheel
Mhm.
or whatever it might be, so that you keep
Mhm.
going and you keep coming back to that aspect.
Mhm.
And it gives you that satisfaction of,
Mhm.
okay, I want to win, I want to do that. Or even, and sometimes even goes to the financial district,
Mhm.
to the financial industry as well. So, ethically wise, where does that fall? Are you with or against? Or it's up to the person himself for him or herself for to decide.
Hard the question. So when it comes to finance, I think it's kind of build addiction way.
Mm,
But I think uh from in my point of view, is gamification and finance is a great combo. It's a
Okay.
great. So in a good way. So for example, if we want to build a saving habit,
Okay.
uh, cash back one of the things. If you uh, pay with our card, you will take cash back. So this is saving. But you build a saving habit. I will do this to get that. One of the thing is if you invest in this specific amount, you will get cash back in this and that. So for me, I enjoy working gamification with a fintech company because people really care about the finance thing more than the other thing. So it's gonna be easy to, not gonna say control them, but it's easy to guide them to the good thing that the company want to do.
Guide slash control.
Not ethical way, in an ethical way.
So, but here's the thing. So, because you spoke about gamification
Mm,
from a digital perspective. Now, have you seen its effect on the physical realm? So on the day-to-day basis. So for example, going back to the saving aspect. So
mm,
instead of an app or something, people would build the saving habit with their sons
mm,
using that gamification model. So I believe even when it comes to gamification, it's not, yes, you digitally it's quite recent
mm.
or quite recent, but when it comes to the actual physical gamification, I believe it's been out there for a while. So that, okay, you use certain elements or you do certain plays where, okay, you want to affect people's behavior or to install a certain idea in their heads.
Uh,
So do you believe in that or not?
I think I'm not sure if you meaning the physical way, like Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was one of gamified physical in a physical way. So the goal of the company not to make people walk, but just to build like a marketplace that people trade between the Pokemon itself.
Mm.
But one of the things that they use, yes, Pokemon Go, it's a gamification way. You will go to a specific place because there's a rare Pokemon that you can hunt. So yes, I believe that's why I believe in that gamification can you can put it in each or a different area when you have a great and understood of your persona. It's gonna be
But,
success.
like for example, let's take this example. So you have, I want to play on the habit of savings. I want
Mm,
to install the savings habit
mm,
since a young age
mhm.
for my kid.
Okay.
So I would, let's say, play a game with him that, okay, yes, if you save more, you
Mm,
will get, for example, X price or whatever
mm.
it might be. So I'm using a gamification model with him,
Mhm.
but from a young age.
Yes,
Would that also fall under gamification,
yes,
one way or the
because
other?
you for example, one of the things that I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast is understanding the persona.
Correct.
So the father understanding the son persona more than anyone,
Correct.
more than the company itself. So if I give them the flexibility of creating the challenge, he will create it in a great way. So he will create the challenge based on the mindset of their sons or their children itself, and then apply it. So it's gonna be success. I know my children loves to do this and that, and the reward that they want, for example, X and Y and Z. So I will do, if you do this, you will get that reward because I know you want this reward. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a great way to gamify your children.
Uh-huh. Question is, how sustainable is gamification? Or is it just a one-time trade where, okay, yes, I gamify that certain feature, that certain app, that certain
Mm.
billboard or company way of doing things, and okay, I leave it. So is it sustainable or is it like a one-time thing for you to install the behavior and then you're out?
Is depend is are you gonna build a long term gamification or short term? The Duolingo is long term gamification. You have a leaderboard. Leaderboard is a long term gamification. There's a specific short term gamification like a pointing system. Pointing system is the reward itself is gonna be affect the company financial because they want gonna pay the reward itself, so they have
Yes.
more commitment to the reward. So
Mhm.
that's why they almost short-term gamification. But yeah, it's depends. Sometimes gamification it's a short-term marketing campaign for specific goals, but we can build both a long and short gamification.
Okay. So this, I want to say that term correctly.
Mhm.
How do gamificationers, it's a new
Mm.
term, gamificationers, where do gamificationers get inspired from? How do they get inspired? As person who works in gamification and I received a request to install a certain kind of gamification within an app, company, service, whatever it might be. Where do they get the inspiration to and to find the best way of gamifying it? Is it through playing more games or
Mhm.
understand? Because I believe in some places they play games, they try
Mm.
to get inspired by.
From
So,
point of view, the company or the user
no, I'm talking about the gamificationer, the person who's gonna and
build the gamification.
yes, exactly.
Okay, so I think one of the things it's from playing games.
Okay,
So let me give an example.
please.
Why people love Dark Souls and other people hate Dark Souls.
People either love it so much or hate it so much.
That's why. Because Dark Souls is not built for everyone.
Okay.
Built for people who love to challenge. Built with people who wants to get the reward after working hard.
Yes,
So
very
this
hard.
different mindset help them to build a great game for them. So
Okay.
that's when I'm talking about specific segmentation because they have specific segmentation. They work hard on this specific segmentation and they build the great series in the games industry. So regarding your question, yes, one of the things is playing video games. If you understand how video games is worked, how each video games work, the online video games, the offline video games, the story video games, so you can build a great gamification based on the goal. So it's creative and then more logic. So it's mixed with logic and creative to build gamification. And one of the things, like I said, they have you must have three feature. One of the thing understanding the psychology of the mind, understanding the UX, and being a gamer.
So what else? So you said okay, playing games is one part of or one source of inspiration. What else?
Have a creative mind.
Have a creative mind.
Yes.
Creativity is a subjective matter.
For sure. But, you can't say this person is a creative. It's depend. It's in an opinion, so you can't say this is creative or not.
But would you say at the same time, now going back to what you just said, does people who work in gamification do they have to be creative? Because going back to what you just said, some logic needs to be behind that.
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily being creative, but being a practical guy with a certain goal and I have certain parameters and knowledge that I have, I can work on that gamification aspect. Is it okay?
Yes, it's kinda, but it's gonna be just implement the normal gamification. But like if you build a gamification that each app doing the same, so you don't build you don't build a great gamification. So for example, loyalty system. Most of the app using loyalty system,
Correct.
but the creative one building a great loyalty system. So that's the difference between being a creative and being just person understanding what's gamification and implemented.
Okay, what's a good example? So you just mentioned now there's a difference between like simple gamification and extraordinary gamification. Do you have a certain example on mind where you said, okay, this is an extraordinary gamification example that
Mm-hmm.
it has been done or it has been worked on, be it here in Saudi Arabia, outside, in the
Mm-hmm.
Gulf, worldwide, doesn't matter.
So let's take an example in a commercial way.
Please.
Starbucks loyalty system.
What?
Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay.
So Starbucks said if you take this, if you buy this coffee today and you came tomorrow or after a month and buy that and buy this, I think the fifth cup or something is for free.
Okay.
But the great thing is, you can take the small cup or the large cup. It's fine. You can use any topping you want.
Mhm.
There's no limitation in that. So this is one of the things. I will give you the reward without telling you you can't put this. You can't. It's no. You have. Yeah. I don't limit the reward. So this is one of the things they do. So that's why they build a trend in TikTok where people go with their cups sometimes and said, fill it with coffee, fill it with 2 shots of espresso, three
What,
shots, 14 shots with
whatever
espresso,
it may be.
because I have reward and today is my open day.
Mhm.
So this is one of the great thing. But other coffees, what they do, you will get the reward in a specific cup and specific amount of coffee, and that's it. So there's all of them is a loyalty system, but one of them is a flexible loyalty system, and the other, no, I will give you my reward that I choose. You can choose either with the milk or not. It's not a reward. It's just,
Okay.
yeah, that's one of the thing.
Okay. So now you just said that because again, most of the examples revolved around commercial,
Mhm.
corporate, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
I'd like you to take me back to gamification as, let's say, original work. So can gamification be original work? Because okay, mostly now the concept is either commercial or corporate.
Mhm.
Does it fall elsewhere or this where it sticks?
For me, I think gamification can be works in every area, but not to B2B area. You can gamify the B2B business.
So business from business, I cannot gamify it.
You can't gamify it.
Mhm.
So some company came to me and told me that company that served B2B sector
Okay.
and told me we want to do a gamification. How I can gamify to company?
Now, for what purpose? What was their perspective?
Because okay, buying from company A, buying from company B, they buying because they have needs. So why I need to gamify the need itself?
Mhm.
So like a example for college. So a student need to get a degree. So because he needs to get the degree, he must study.
Correct.
The same for the business. But the difference between business and the student can drop off, but business can drop off because they have related relationships and dependency on other companies. So at the end of the day,
You have more regulations and more responsibilities.
yes. So they don't need gamification. I can't gamify the company. Okay, company works with who is gonna gamify? Is it gonna gamify the system or the people or the? So it's not work well.
But but if the same company came to you
Mhm.
and told you that we want to gamify our internal process or communication between us and our employees,
Yes,
would you?
that could be because the end user is B2C. The end user is a person, not a company.
Okay, so in that regard, this is where the gamification
Yes,
can happen.
and HR works a lot in that. HR gamify the people who work in the industry itself. So,
Yeah.
for example, the HR said, if you come early today and you have a streak, for example, come at 9 p.m. A.m. for a week.
Okay.
So I'll give you, for example, a bonus or pointing system. So that's uh, instead of building a punishment mindset, they build a motivation or engagement mindset. So most of the company they punish their
Okay.
employee by you will get discount in this, you will do this, but you can say, I will let's build a streak, become an early bird person, and come as this, and I will give you that and this.
Okay. So it's more of a motivation in that
Yes. But
regard.
the corporate thing, they don't do that. For example, startup do that sometime, not
Oh,
the
why?
corporate.
Why is that?
They have regulation to work, they have regulation to follow. So I don't think they need gamification. But the companies that believe in gamification, believe in creative, believe in investment on the people they work with, they will do that. So it depends on the mindset of the company itself.
Okay, so this is an interesting way to put it. So, for example, disclaimer not sponsor, Google, their environment is very well known for its flexibility.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say the word gamification,
Yeah.
but that flexibility mindset.
Mhm.
You have some sort of okay. I'm not sure if they have a gamification, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a gamification mode internally, even though they're very big corporate. So do you say that okay? what can be applied to them cannot be applied elsewhere because we have certain regulations, and if we apply gamification, our internal way of thinking might change. That's
Uh, yes, but not the same gamification. Like I said, different company works different in different ways. So Google is a huge company,
correct.
multiple people there, so hundreds, thousands. So I
Tens
can,
of thousands.
yeah. So like I said, different persona, different gamification. But if we go to a startup with 20 or 30% there, you can understand their needs easily and then you can implement what they need. But Google is a huge company. Sometimes maybe they put a gamification element, but not everyone use it. Yeah.
So, and also gamification, correct me if I'm wrong, it's being used mostly on social media. So we talk about streak.
Yes.
Snapchat used that streak,
Yes.
and it has been
I,
successful.
I have a friend that just uses Snapchat for not losing the streak. So this is what's called user retention. So you build a relationship between two users and this investing in your app or your product itself. So TikTok do the same, and TikTok took it to another level.
In what sense?
So the streak itself, you can build a bet. So the bet is changed based on the streak, how long is the streak. So I think first week the bet is smaller and then become a bigger, and you can customize it a little bit. Not customize it, they customize it by the
Okay.
color and the way. So this is how to take the gamification element to another way, to another level.
To create that sort of retention slash
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
One way or the other. you can say.
No, it's not. I think addiction in a good way. So you just need one time. No, let's take it. So you need one time, one snap to send it in one day to get to the streak. So it's gonna be taken, I think, less than 20 seconds. So it's not addictive. You're not gonna pay something or two.
But in a sense, but again, is you're again going back to the psychological aspect. You're creating a behavior
Yes.
within the person. So yes, again, he might wake up and among his or her tasks was, okay, I got to go work, go to the gym. Oh yeah, I have to finish the streak. I have to do the streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have other chores and
It's a
tasks.
routine more than addiction. It's a routine. Then
Okay.
if we're gonna say it's addiction, then going towards addiction. No, because you have to do that to take this.
Yeah, in a sense, but
Yeah.
again, but okay. Now I want to go again because in all sectors, in all our interviews, we have to bring this up, and I'd like to hear your take on that. So when it comes to gamification,
Mhm.
where does AI stand? Be it, as you mentioned, the AI agents, the chatbots, and so on and so forth. How does it serve the gamification aspect?
So I use a lot of AI, but not in gamification. So AI is just an assistant for me. But I don't think still AI good enough to build a gamification. So they give a recommendation, but in a low level. For example, you can use pointing to engage with this and that. But still, I'm the one who understanding the persona, the personality of people. So still not. I don't see. Even though I work with a lot of products and I see a lot of products in gamification and companies. I don't think still AI fits somewhere.
But let me give you that counter argument,
Mm.
per se, that AI only works based on the prompt or how depth or how deep is your prompt. So if
Yeah.
I give him all the information I have,
Mhm.
instead of just giving him a general overview, this is where he would give me the best results. So I give him,
Okay.
yes, I want to do a gamification model, and this is my audience, and my audience likes this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So I give him a good prompt,
Mhm.
and voila,
Okay.
work on it. Okay.
So what's the model? Is it the model understanding or trained well with the concept of the gamification, or just trained with the normal gamification? So if I give them the prompt with more details, they will sit at the end of the day, oh, you want long-term gamification, use a streak. Oh, you want short-term gamification, use this, use that. Still, they don't invest more on. Still, I think AI not creative enough. AI just an assistant. But like I said, one of the things that you need to adopt when using gamification is the flexibility and creativity. So AI is still just answering you and give you, let's say, not a high level idea. Still not everyone can everyone understanding gamification. It will be answered the same as AI answers.
Okay, so it's still, you believe it hasn't still reached the point where it would give you, create the gamification aspect from scratch, and it would really
It will
work.
it will give you from scratch, but it's not creative enough. Not
Okay,
creative enough.
okay. So
For
is
example, if I said I want to build user retention, and I have a store, an online store, so I said, okay, build a streak, buy this, and the second time you buy this, take this. It's okay. Then how I don't know it's work well.
very generic.
Very generic. That's it.
Okay. Now, the second question is more about related to you.
Mhm.
So, what problems did you see that got you into thinking that I need to get into gamification? So, is there a certain, let's say, thing that you saw or a certain quote that you
Okay.
read in a book or whatever it might
So
be?
okay, great question. I think one of the things that people in this, especially after Corona, the pandemic, people get more depressed. And I
Okay.
think one of the things that playing a video game is a way of escape from reality.
Okay.
So I can play video games all the time, but I can escape from the idea of the reality and facing the reality by implementing the video games. So one of the thing or the mindset that I adopt in my real life, and that's make me workaholic, is I see myself in a game. And this, by the way, one of the mission that I do. The game.
Which level?
It's, let's say, side quest mission.
Side quest mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said,
Side
okay,
quest. Side quest boss. Okay.
I wake up and I see your message, and like, just do that. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Side quest. So
Okay.
leveling up in a social aspect.
Okay. It's a good way
So
to
yeah.
think it. Okay.
So one of the things that I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say I'm the success person, but one of the things that make me achieve uh, the thing that I achieve is I put or I adopt the mindset of being everything is a game. So I have my own story. I have my own mission to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I have my own streak.
Okay.
So I don't talk a lot about that, but people who feel, I think, depressed or think everything is like the same, they can't achieve that. Gamify your life. Even though you don't need to gamify it with tools and digital, no, just in your mind. Wake up and I say, okay, I have today 3 missions. Go to work, contact with this and do this. And this is how you escape the reality. So I think the real issue is the reality itself. So maybe life is great, but not every day, not every time. You have sometime hard day. You need to face it, but do it in a good way. So that's why I think, and I also that I also I put this the sentence that I create in each in most of my social media, and I say, escape reality and play video games.
Okay.
Just play video games.
Okay. So that's what led you to saying, okay, you know what? I believe gamification can be something that I work on and enjoy.
Yes. Yes.
That's how it started.
Yeah, because I gamified my life. So why I think I need to build a company where companies came to me and said, we have user that they're depressed or they're not engaged enough. Let's gamify it, Ghada. Let's work on that.
Okay.
So that.
Why not even make it to that's another thing that's was more of a me question is that if that's the thing, why not like take it to the next level and okay, even serving that the people themselves. So person might come in, okay, I wanna, how can I gamify my life?
So
What did you say
it's gonna be more consulted than yeah. So we don't do consulted. We build a product. So that's why. But if maybe we build a clinic. mental health clinic to gamify yourself. Maybe. Why not?
Well, okay,
It's a good idea.
we should have a percentage on that. So that's something else. But because honestly, no, you look at it, because now that I think of it, put it into perspective, because again, go back to what you said. We always have that these days that feel that I want the day to pass on. I don't want to think about this day.
Mhm.
Where you feel like you've lost all your life, and you have that button. People who might remember arcade button, continue, yes or no. You have 10 seconds to either say yes or no,
Yes.
and you say yes. Okay, I want to continue. Regardless, let's go. So, um, on that level, so going back to more personal perspective,
Mhm.
and the communicate for you to way to communicate with the human being, or from, because again, uh, the podcast itself is about these concepts, these different concepts, gamification and so on and so forth, to see how it communicates with human beings. Now, a person comes in and say, I'm not into games at all, not into board games, not into video games, nothing. How would you explain gamification to that person?
Oh, it's a hard question. But let's say, listen, what's your goal in life? For example, he said, doing this
To achieve more.
to achieve more. Okay. How you achieve more? To work hard. Are you working hard? No, I'm not working hard. What if I say each time you do, let's break down your working hard, for example. Let's break down the days. And I will give you reward each day. And the reward become bigger each day. So how to break it down. This is how to motivate people. So I'm not mentioning games. I'm not mentioning gamification elements. I'm gonna mention reward itself. Reward itself is gonna be spike the dopamine level. So that's why most of the people who have depression and anxiety, they use specific medication to increase the dopamine level. I'm not, like I said, doctor or psychology, but this is a disclaimer, for example. But sometimes there's people, they don't suffer with anxiety or gamification, but they suffer with a low level with depression on a specific event, or trigger that trigger this feeling. So you need to change the way how you think about life by using or adopting the gamification elements itself.
Because again, a counter argument might come into that,
Yeah.
or two things actually. Is that what's the definition of a reward? A reward can be either financial or emotional. Sometimes even a reward can be a good night's sleep. So how would you define a reward in that context?
Both needs is different. Some people, if you go with for a person who work hard in the gym, the reward for themselves is sleep well, or drink water, or eat meal. Opening day and for the dieting person is a reward.
It is a reward, yes, in a sense.
If you go with person who have uh who's suffering with financial things, and you said, what's your reward is to get this amount of money. So reward is different, and there's an external reward, internal reward. Internal reward, the support that you give, the emotional support that they give. So either by loving them, support them, a good word, maybe a reward. So there's a different external reward, something physical.
Going into too much into gaming
Mhm.
or gamification, or what's on and so forth, it gets you to the point where you are not living your reality in the way that should be lived. Now, should be lived is underlined, because should be lived can be different from one person to the other. But what's your take on that? When it says
What's
like
your definition of reality?
okay, it's a different thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be the one who asking
What?
you. Yeah, what's the
I'm the one being
definition?
asked. No, it depends. Again, reality can be your day-to-day life, your responsibilities, the people around you. So
Yes.
this is my reality. So my reality is me and my achievements and what I do.
So the responsibility is your task as a game.
Okay.
So I'm still living my reality. If I'm doing my task because I build the responsibility as a task, and I get the reward based on the thing that I emotionally feel when I sit with my mother, for example, or my father, with my family itself. So I have also spike my dopamine. This is my reward. So still living in the reality. When I say escape, I say it like a just a way to describe it, but it's not really escape.
So it's more of, so if we're gonna put it
Mm.
that in a simple term, you're more like putting the life in your own terms. So
Yes,
what I'm saying is, so instead of responsibilities, quests.
yes.
Instead of let's
It's
say,
you challenge.
for example. So okay,
Yes.
that's how, because again, this one thing I believe, and I would like you to have your take on that, is that part of gamification as well
Mm.
is putting the terms that feel close to the audience. So for
Mhm.
example, instead of you won, said you've done really well,
Mhm.
champion.
Yes.
And
Wording is one of the important thing actually, because it's a way of support people to do things, especially in long term gamification. So we
okay,
can't say you took 3 points. No, you must say you achieve 3 points because you're a hero. You're doing this because achieving points sometimes is hard. You must do thing to do.
okay,
So we need to motivate them more and give them the passion for to do this and that. So yes, wording is one of the important thing.
okay. So, um, but here's the question now: do you think that how do you foresee
Mm.
gamification aspect in Saudi Arabia currently and the upcoming 5, 10 years?
Okay, so still we're still using the, like I said, the general
Mm-hmm.
gamification by using a loyalty system. Still, and they invested more in commercial more than in companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I still believe there's more area to invest in gamification, and like company levels on understanding what's gamification itself. Still, people not understanding gamification. Well, it's normal because it's a niche thing. It's a new thing, but I think the upcoming for me, it's my company lead the gamification in Saudi Arabia as a concept. So this what I think about.
What I want to ask is that, do you foresee that this concept of gamification, and because again now games or esports is now all over
Mm-hmm,
the kingdom, and it's becoming, and it's already now
mm-hmm.
worldwide known when it comes to esports. But when it comes to gamification, do you foresee that with that rise of esports and games,
Mm-hmm.
gamification would also be uh, known on that regard, or not
Yeah,
necessarily?
for sure. Now, if I'm gonna talk about, for example, last 2 years, still gamification not using well,
Mhm.
but now is become more a known word. So yes, I believe in that. Also, esports helping us to believe in games. Believe in a game is more than just a game. So if we believing in games, that means we believe in gamification, and esport help us to believe in games. So if we believe in games, that means we believe in gamification.
Because you believe, so that's the question. So are you, as gamification, is it part of the gaming ecosystem or uh the technology ecosystem?
I think under both, but for also under marketing ecosystem.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, in that regard. So by the way, I just mentioned that, have you ever like had any interactions with the esport federation or something, or you haven't had?
no, haven't said still.
Maybe that's an
Maybe,
opportunity.
yeah.
It's an opportunity. So kind of now we're reaching to
Y-
the end, but I would like to ask, from your perspective,
mhm.
can anything be gamified?
Yes, but not B2B.
But when I say anything, I'm talking even our interaction at the moment, our reading,
Mm.
our even our
Yes,
day-to-day
yes.
actions.
Yeah, I believe
Anything,
gamification could be put in anywhere and just work well.
but how effective can it be? That's the question.
In a bad way or in a good way?
Uh, I would stick to good way.
Yes, in a good way to, like I said, people become more depressed or become more dependency on the digital and social media things. So they have external effects on their mindset and believing. So I think gamification is the way that give me your hand, I'm gonna help you. So
Okay,
gamification is the hand to help you to achieve your goal.
okay, okay. The hands help you achieve your goal. That's something quite interesting, to be honest. I never thought about that in that regard. Now, I want to ask you this question.
Mm.
So we're now reaching to the last couple of questions, but I would like to ask you that: is there any question
Mhm.
that you would have wished that we asked?
Ah, let me think.
Please go ahead.
Uh,
Something that you would wish you wanted something you wanted to say,
mm,
something you wish people to know about.
yeah,
Uh,
I think the question is how your company help other company. So it's more marketing for my company. That's
please,
it.
now please, if you want to
So
talk about
yeah,
please.
this is the camera here.
Okay.
So please, if you need anything related to gamification and games, call 98 Studio. Better to call 98 Studio, not better to call Sol. So yes, we help company to build their engagement based on their goal. We build games for you, we build gamification for you, and we have great system called Game Loom. Call us please for
Free
demo.
ad.
Free ad. Free ad. Call us
Okay.
for a demo.
Okay. Now, with this, I'd like to, let's say, this is the last question. I would like to say, finale, our closing.
Yeah.
So, from our podcast, Bridge, from your perspective, how would you bridge the gap
Mhm.
between the gamification concept and what the people know? How would you bridge that gap?
I think there's multiple way, but the most important way to explain what's gamification and what's the bad thing that gamification can do and the good thing that gamification will do. So, like I said in the beginning, still the term gamification is still not unknown well. Still, people believe that gamification is a game. Is it? Can I download gamification? No, you can't download gamification. Gamification is a concept. So, is it gamification something related to marketing, or is it gamification some elements in video games? So, I think still need to understand what's gamification, and I think this is my responsibility here in Saudi Arabia to explain what's gamification.
Okay, that's a quick question from my end. Just popped up. How would you explain gamification to a 5-year-old versus someone who is 60 years old when it comes to gamification? How would you
Okay,
explain it?
so for the kids, I would say, what's the game that you love? If they said, for example, Roblox, I would say
5 years old, Roblox. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I would say, okay, believe your word is a Roblox.
Okay.
If we're gonna talk for 20, 34 years old, I would say, uh, gamification is like a Mario. You know Mario? So Mario, they have multiple elements to do. The box they hit, the coin they take. So your life, it's also like a Mario. You hit the box, for example, your job or your daily basis, and the coin is the reward you take.
Mhm.
So this is how we build the gamification.
Thank you very much,
Thanks so
Ghada,
much.
for your time. Thank you all for listening.